Black Manta, Mira, and Arthur Curry. All the stars are here at the blue carpet LA premiere of Aquaman.
I think a lot of people will enjoy the movie, and I think it's going to be a fun, perfect movie this Christmas season. And just sit back and enjoy the movie. Let us entertain you. It's a good movie.
My brother has come from the surface to challenge me for the throne.
I call it an ass whooping.
You're obviously, in the DC family. You're on Titans. Tell me where Aquaman ranks in terms of your favorite DC heroes.
I mean, he ranked pretty low, to be honest, but now that Jason Momoa is playing Aquaman, he's shot up to the very top. There are no superheroes that I grew up with that were even remotely close to the continent that I was raised in, and to see Jason take on a role that has always been kind of this white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired heroine, like it's a big moment for heroes right now, because we're seeing somebody who looks different than we've seen before. I mean, we're having a quote-unquote a person of color take the reins, take the trident of this role, and I think based off of the fan reactions, people are excited. Like people have been doing, like, Hollywood has kind of been doing the same thing over and over for years, and they're realizing, like, oh, it's not making any more money, let's try something new. And it's like, yeah, you have built-in fan bases all over the world that you are not even tapping into yet. And Jason is just a phenomenal human being and also actor. So I think him taking on the role of Aquaman is a no-brainer. And my hat's off to DC for being kind of leading that train of diversity at the moment in terms of that superhero world.
I've been looking for you. Your half-brother, King Orm, is about to declare war upon the surface world. The only way to stop this war is for you to take your rightful place as king.
From the very start, there was a decision to go with the New 52, and specifically the story of the Throne of Atlantis, one of the first arcs in the New 52. But that was sort of the skeleton of it, and I went back then to Adventure Comics, and I read his first appearance, and I just plowed through his whole story, because we wanted to have that New 52 as our framework, and that was the inspiration for the story. But we always wanted to have the Easter eggs there for the fans. We wanted it to feel like we weren't just getting rid of all of that. We were paying attention to that, and we were treating it respectfully while we were telling this new version of the story.
What about the decision to bring Black Manta in? Was he originally in the film from the very beginning, or was Orm just the main villain early on?
We always had Orm and Black Manta, and it was a question of how we were going to use him, because he's so iconic. The helmet is so iconic. He's such an iconic character, but he wasn't firmly integrated into that storyline in the New 52, that Throne of Atlantis storyline. So we found a role for him that I think was really meaningful, in that he pays off in Arthur's character arc. Because we start Arthur off, and he's not really Aquaman yet. He's not really a hero. He's worried about missing Happy Hour when he's rescuing people. And by the end, he's sort of, because he makes this enemy in Black Manta, he sort of looks at himself and thinks about the things that he did wrong. So he's kind of tried to use Black Manta as sort of an agent of change for his character.
I'm no leader. I came because I had no choice. I came to save my home and the people that I love.
How interesting is it to do a movie that's based underwater, but you shot nearly all of it outside of the water, and then had to go through all these crazy special effects to create Atlantis on screen?
Well, I think it's a really interesting problem to solve, right? And the solutions they came up with just blew me away. So in terms of technology, in terms of equipment, in terms of the time for the CG they had to put in, it's pretty overwhelming to think about.
Tell me about how you got involved with the film.
Well, it's like any other role in Hollywood. You go into the audition kind of like you hand in your resume, hoping for a job, and then you really have to forget about it afterwards, because you can't take it too seriously, otherwise you go crazy. 2 months later, when I'm back in China, I get a call from my agent saying I got the role, and James Wan jumped on the phone and told me about his vision about the Aquaman world, about Atlantis, and it just blew me away.